So today we will discuss about the topic on GM crops. Okay, because GM crops is very important topic, and I can assure you that you have maximum chances. Agriculture, if you have that agriculture word or something, then you definitely have a fair, not some chance, but nearly 70-80% chance to get the question on GM crops. Okay, so how it should be, na? See, I will ask you questions. Okay, it is not, see, in personality test, it is not that someone will tell you the answer and you just prepare and go. That will not work. You have to, everyone knows the answer because you have cleared means everyone has good amount of knowledge. Okay, so first I will ask you questions, then afterwards we can discuss which is the best answer. Okay, okay. Mithun, you start. Like, what is GM crops? What is GM crops? So you are yeah, you have an agriculture as an you have studied as a subject. So there is a lot of buzz going around GM crops. So what is GM crops? Can you tell me?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Okay. Sir, crops are the genetically modified crop which uses biotechnology and various genetic engineering tools, uh, which are used to correct or which are used to enhance the crop in terms of the pest, disease, and all, by modifying the genetic makeup of the crops. In broadly,
Okay,
and the major
okay,
GM crops are BT brinjal, BT cotton, and now DMH hybrid mustard.
okay, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, next, Soumya, tell me, what is your answer? Soumya, you're able to hear me? Or now?
I was mute, sir. Sorry.
Okay, okay. Tell me.
So GM crops are a kind of crops which are a result of application of biotechnology to manipulate the genetic information so that it exhibits desired traits, which is helpful for agriculture.
Okay, okay, okay. Next, fair enough. Next, what about Sushri?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, 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 you are audible.
So GM crops are genetically modified crops in which the genetic makeup of the plants is modified mostly using recombinant DNA technology, so as to improve upon the existing variety, which this gives us more positive results. It like improved yield over the existing varieties or better pest or disease resistance. That's it.
Okay. Fair enough. See, you all answered the question. Okay, so you said about the technologies. What are the technologies used? But one thing is missing is that the crux of what is GM crops. Okay, what is the crux of GM crops? Crux is that the genes which are transferred are usually not from the plants or from the same pool. It is from some other species. That is why the problem of GM crops. That technology, any enhancement of something, pest, these technologies can be done in some other methodologies also. Even our conventional breeding, conventional things also you can do. But the point which you need to stress is that, sir, as the genes or the genetic material is from some other species. That point is the key point. It is not from the same species. Same species we are doing in our conventional things. So the genes are transferred from some other species, sir. That is transgene. That is the gene which is from transgenes, from other sources, maybe from animals, maybe from bacteria, like BT means Bacillus thuringiensis. Okay, so it is from that source. So that is why, and using that, then we use all these technologies, some biotechnology tools or recombinant DNA technology for making it happen. Okay, so that point you need to focus on to say that it is from the other species. Okay, so I told you the major thing about that. So next question. So as it is said that the genes are from some other species, not from the same species. So what is the concern about that? What will happen if you like BT cotton you have? So it is from some other species. So what are the issues? You can start, Mithun. You tell me what are the issues? Like if you bring from some other species, many NGOs and all these people are going around and telling that please don't bring GM in India. Okay, we don't want any GM crops. So what is why they are saying so?
Sir, I will join one.
Okay, sure. Next, Soumya, tell me.
So since it is a kind of artificially manipulating the genetic makeup, so it might affect the process of natural selection, the natural
Okay.
evolution of crops, and also it might
Okay.
have certain some uncertain impacts on the environment. These are the main two concerns.
Okay, fair enough. What about Sushri?
Sir, there various concerns have been raised around GM crops with
Okay.
so majorly the public is not trusting the GM crops currently because of various doubts that have been put up. One important
Okay.
doubt is with regard to GM crops is the safety issues involved with the GM crops, as many people are not sure how safe it will be for the be it for the environment or be it for their. And another concern is that it will interfere with the entire process of pollination and other methods. So that is these are concern.
Okay, fair enough. See, one of the concern which, like you told, some of the concern, like some said about natural selection, you said about some other, like some species may be affected. Okay, other than that, another major thing is there may be something like development of superweed. Superweed is a key term. Okay, superweed. So what happens is if you transfer this transgene, which is like something powerful gene. Okay, so you transfer it into the particular species, so there is chance of that pollination. By pollination, that gene, which is an very important, like the resistant gene, can be transferred to weeds also by cross, because they are all related species. So if it is transferred to some related species, then it becomes very difficult for you to destroy that weed. So there is some chance. So that is called superweed concept. The second is there are some reports. Okay, there are some reports which suggest that these GM crops may have allergic reaction. Okay, see the words which I'm using. There are some reports which suggest that they may have some allergic reactions towards the GM crops. Okay, so there is some disturbance. Okay. There may be some allergic reactions that can cause this issue. Okay, so these points you need to focus on. And also, for example, if you like for some knowledge, like the DMH11 they have released for the mustard. So they say that there are some concerns with respect to the honeybees because they are pollinating. Okay, there are some concerns, but they are not established concerns. Okay, so when we speak from this side, we speak like this. Okay, so when we speak for the topic, then we will speak something like in a very diplomatic manner. So basically, these are the things. One is natural issues, some human safety issues, allergic reactions. Some places they have been reported, and also there may be some these weeds. There can be formation of some super weeds. There can be some pests. Okay, some pests which are minor pests can become a major pest because you are targeting the major pest. So slowly by evolution, the minor pest, which is the very small pest, like maybe aphids, mealybug, all these things, this white flies, all these will become major pest. Example in case of cotton, etc. So these points you just have to add in that answer. Then you will get a good amount of weight. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
what if in the interview they ask us, are you in favor of GM crops release? Are you in favor of this? So I was
Definitely.
thinking, being an
Yeah.
agricultural, I would say yes, sir, GM crops should be brought out. But before that, wider trials and more biosafety tests and regulatory tests can be conducted. Because in US, United States also, they consume GM soybean and everything very widely. And India also imports GM canola oil. But and there are, and I can say that it will improve the yield and other things and reduce our edible oil imports and other things. So, but sir, it's my favorite. There will be a but which highlights the concerns, or shall I not highlight the concerns unless they ask me?
Okay. So, like, let us discuss that question. Okay. So then I will answer. We will come to that, like how we can answer. Okay. Next. Okay. Mithun, you are there now?
I just muted because there is some disturbance outside the construction worker. So,
Okay. Can you answer this question? Like, what is your take? Next question. What is your take on the topic? Whether GM crops should be promoted or it should be stopped in India? What do you say?
sir, GM crops should be supported because considering the domestic requirement of oil seeds, it is just somewhere around 11 million tons. But the actual consumption is 36 million tons. We are having a deficit of 25 million tons. We are importing most of the edible oil from Malaysia, Indonesia, which is a huge fiscal deficit for the country. So allowing the GM crops will helps to improve productivity and also helps to increase the yield of farmers. However, there are concerns such as we have the superweed allergic reactions, pest resilience. So there is a need for long-term assessment, and biosafety measures should be taken by taking a overall multi-stakeholder approaches. Research institutes, farmers should be taken into consideration before making GM mustard into release.
Okay, fair enough. Soumya, can you tell me?
Yes, sir. Adding to it, if we are taking the illustrations from the agricultural developments of other countries, in especially the European countries, so we have seen the agricultural developments in terms of agricultural development, which is driven by the GM crops, maybe the corn or other crops. So going by that, GM crops is necessary because the land is India is suffering from land deficit condition, and we have to work on the increasing the production of the crops. So in that aspect, GM crops will come handy in this situation. But there should be extensive field trials and long-term assessment should be done, and it should be launched in pilot mode in some places. So only with the long-term assessment, it should be allowed in full rigor.
Okay. This is like fair enough. You have like given a very comprehensive answer. Soumya's answer was better. Okay. So when you say some topic, you all have touched and said that in international level, many countries are doing, maybe are importing all those things. What about India? Okay, so you should have mentioned about India also. Sir, look at BT cotton. It was introduced in around 2000. Okay, you can just see 2000, 2005. Between that, the BT cotton was approved. And within 10 years, in 2012-13, you can check the data. The production nearly doubled. I think it was some 10 million bales or something like that. Then nearly it has doubled. Though the area has not increased much, the production has doubled. You can check that. So this is one testimony which shows that and today more than 90-95% of the cotton area in India is by GM crops, means GM cotton, because the farmers are getting benefit. That's why they are growing. Okay, nobody will grow GM that it is GM, but farmers are getting benefit. That's why they are growing, and even today 90% area of cotton is under GM. So this is a proof to say that it is good. Okay, one is international angle, one we can speak about the domestic angle. Third, you can tell about how the new technologies, we have just come up only with cotton, but now we need to go with some other crops also which are ready, like BT brinjal, okay, and mustard, and many other, even tomato, brinjal, all these things we have uh, varieties. Okay,
Sir,
so
and also we can add one more point. I think traditional breeding
mhm,
methods will take very long time for any research or bringing any changes. So with that
mhm.
genetic modification, GM technology is something which reduces the research time also.
Of course, correct. You can say that the research time will reduce. And another one important point, please note down what is that. See, usually we don't go for GM crops at first. Okay, there is no research like there is some problem, we'll go for GM. No. What we do is first we go for normal breeding procedures, normal things in what is there. But when we don't find any source, okay, like for example, bollworm, we don't have any potential source, very good source is not there, that's why we go for GM. Okay, we use it like an bullet. When everything fails, then we use GM. Okay, it is not that directly we go with GM crops. So this is how it moves. So all these things, like we used mustard, because why we did GM mustard, why? Because the CMS system, you have studied about CMS system, that is not much like what do you say, is potent in case of brassica. Okay, it's not much useful like in case of maize or bajra, the CGMS system is there. Okay, but here that male sterility system is not much robust in brassica. That's why we came up with this GM. And the same is with cotton also, the same is with brinjal. We have the um, borers. Okay, so those issues are, we are not able to solve through our normal breeding approaches, then only we are going to GM. That you should remember. And as you said, finally you should say that yes, of course we need to do, we should go for GM crops, we need to support, but do the long term trials first do the long term trials. And once we find that the long term trials are working, then we can come up with it. Second point, first come up with non-food crops like cotton, we have come, some other like rubber we have in Assam they have started. So first, sir, we need to go first, let us start with non-food crops. But we are not yet like strong in non-food crops, let us do the non-food crops at least. And slowly we can transit into food related crops, which like food means which we can consume, human and animal can consume. Okay, something like that. Yes, tell me.
Sir, uh, I
Yes.
want, sir, one thing you said that we can use both international angle and the domestic angle to answer. But when we're
Yeah.
talking about PT cotton, how PT cotton has been a huge success in India. So PT cotton is
Yeah.
Ara mustard hybrid is for human consumption, while BT cotton is not for human consumption. So the major concern is around how it will affect human body when we consume it. So
Yeah.
sir, I think will won't that be a dichotomy? We're taking a fiber as a support to other GM crops which are for use. Also, sir, when that point arose, genetic GM crops will reduce the time of research, but we want that bring us to a counter question that why are we trying to even reduce the research? Now we are asking for long-term assessment and more trials in GM crops. DMH11 has been in the scene for a lot of years now, and we are still asking for more trials. So we are anyway resorting to research more number of research trials. Then why are we asking for shortening time? Want that
See,
question?
see, see, for that, see what meaning we say about research is development time is less. Okay, developing a product is less. It may be there may be lot of research, this biosafety issues, then GES it takes up and sits on the files. That is a different issue. But the development will be faster. Technology is faster, but the clearance process may delay because of all the regulations. Okay,
Okay,
one thing. Another thing, like international angle means why we are coming with GM mustard, Another point which why we are
sir.
coming with GM mustard. Anyone can answer key point. Why we want GM mustard? That can you tell me?
uh, the one major reason is to reduce edible oil imports so that our import bill
No,
reduces.
no, no. We have already many varieties of mustard, very good varieties. Then why we are going with this?
the yield of the mustard variety is the Czech variety that we have, Varuna variety of mustard. The yield is less.
Yeah.
DMH is 20% higher yield than Varuna. So that is
Yeah.
why. So the productivity, as Soumya said, we need to increase productivity from the crunch amount of land that we have. So that is one reason, sir, bringing.
Yeah, that is a correct reason that around 25 to 30% is the yield advantage. So that is the
Yes.
same case in cotton also. Like when we bring out some new technology, there is some increase in yield. Okay, and don't focus more on that oil seed production will completely increase, because this is only one oil seed which we are focusing right now. Okay,
Yes.
there are many other oil seeds which we are not working on. We can say that, sir, the same technology can be used in some all our sunflower and all other this one. Okay, then our whole oil seed production may increase.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then some other doubt you asked, or it's clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, some other questions you have, others regarding these topics which we discussed?
Sir, what is that? Can you elaborate on the relationship between DMH mustard and the honey production, sir? How exactly it matters, affects the honey producing industries?
See, that is a concern which is raised by some environmentalists, because it is a GM crop. Okay, so they say, okay, it is not that scientifically proven. They say that because that is the pollen grains. Okay, we have that Barnes bar star system in that. Okay, that is all related to the pollination mechanism. So they say that the honeybees which are more attracted to this mustard, which will aid in pollination, will consume these pollen grains. Okay, and what it is that like the honeybee will consume some GM food. Okay, and because of that, there may be some effect on the honeybee. This is just an apprehension, but really, what is it is that GSC has cleared it. I have seen that document also, like very big document, wherein uh, they have done a whole research on how it will affect the honeybee, means honeybee or not, but they have not found any such any issues. But NGOs and others will try to pressurize the government, saying that there may be something, we never know, something like that. Okay,
Like
you can say that there is a concern.
honey production, is it like there is something specific to mustard? Like I heard somewhere mustard honey.
Yeah. See, there is mustard honey means if you keep it in honey in the mustard field, then it becomes like there are in honeybee, like you can, one is like a different flowers it can take. But if you keep in a big large area only where mustard is grown, then it becomes like mustard honeybee. Means
Okay.
the honey taste will also be like that, something like that it will be.
Okay.
Sir, also, I saw the interview transcripts of agriculture, and there was a question why US is supporting GM crops but not UK. I had
Okay.
but I get a lot. I just only got the information that US consumes a lot of GM, but UK on the other hand, public is not very eager to accept GM food, and they are demanding that GM and non-GM food should be labeled very clearly. In a developed country, in UK has not been so good with respect to GM crops.
Yeah, they are importing, but they are not growing much. Something
Yes,
like that,
sir.
na? They are
Yes, sir.
importing, but they are not, and they want the labels. Those things, na, it all depends on many factors, like the country, the people's ethical standards that they think this may be. Okay. But
Yes, sir.
what they say is these factors. There may be some weeds and other things which can control the whole environment. And if these genes, like for example, herbicide tolerance, if this gene is transferred into wild, okay, into forest species, okay,
Yes.
then even
Yes.
if you and if some suddenly, for example, water acid, if that gene is transferred, then it will become a very robust. Even you spray, it will not die. Water acid will not die, and it is there everywhere. And some parthenium, then it will not die. You spray, you do whatever you want, it will not die. So such concerns are there, but there is not proven. Okay, that's why they're telling we have a lot of other technology. Why you want to go into this GM crops only? We let us use some safe technology, something like that. Okay.
Okay. So Sir, also, do we have any herbicide tolerant GM crops yet developed? Like Monsanto has been developing HT cotton and distributing seeds illegally. I was asked in a mock interview, do you have any herbicide tolerant GM seeds right now? I said this only, sir. Is it, do we, and also, sir, this DMH11 is also herbicide tolerant to glufosinate or something? Glyphosate or glufosinate?
Glufosinate. Glufosinate or which one? I just have to check. Okay, you just check that. The one thing you should understand in case of this DMH11,
Yes,
it
sir.
has herbicide tolerance, but it is not made for herbicide tolerance. Means what
Okay,
you
sir.
know, there is one process. I think you would have seen. Just Google that Barnes-Barsa system, how it is developed. So in the development process, we are using that herbicide tolerance gene for some screening only.
Okay.
But for farmers field, we are not like promoting this herbicide tolerance in that. For research, when we develop the seed, then we use this herbicide to clear off the other genotypes, like A and B line will be there, so that we spray and the other lines will go, and only the like the male sterile lines will be there. So that's why we are using this herbicide tolerance in GM crops, not for farmers. There is
Okay,
some
sir.
wrong assumption that it is in India. We have herbicide tolerance, some varieties developed by IRI now in rice varieties. You can just type rice IRI herbicide varieties, but they are non-GM varieties.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. In India, there are developed many herbicide developed varieties, but they are not cleared by GESE yet. That's what you can say.
Okay, sir.
Okay. In general, you can say any crop, see tomato, everything GM is ready. But like Monsanto, they have ready for everything, but they are not cleared by GESE. That's what.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Then any other question, or shall I ask next question?
Sir, one question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, and there is a concern that the hybrid DMH mustard seeds can't be reused again. So ethically, it will be like very costly, and farmers can't afford it. And the question comes from this angle: how to address it, sir? Because they can't use the BT seeds again, and also it were costly. So how to?
So you can answer that question once. We will see. Try to answer that question. What you asked the question. Mithun?
Sir?
You can try to answer that question. Like from your side, what do you feel? What you will answer, so that we can make some.
So for me, I think we should make hybrid or BT DMH mustard seeds should be made affordable to the farmers. It should be given at a subsidized price to the farmers. This would be one answer. So
okay, 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 okay. Others?
Sir, I feel even the BT cotton seeds are cannot be used a year after year, and every year farmers have to procure new seeds. So but that has been a huge success with the farmers, and they have achieved great huge returns while growing these crops. So if the returns increase, that could be a motivation for the farmers to keep on growing the crop when they get better yields. Plus there could be the government regulated seeds can be government can regulate the seed prices initially for some years, that till the time farmers are comfortable, or they can buy it. But it is also a problem with hybrid seeds, sir. They have to be every year. So
yes.
the major focus should be on developing better quality seeds to increase productivity. These cost concerns can be subsidized on the initial level. That's what I feel.
Okay, what about others?
Sir, when we discussed initially, when we are quoting the success of the BT cotton, But there are also concerns like this. BT cotton is also determined at a seeds, and also there are certain critics like Vandana Shiva, environmentalists. So they are accusing Monsanto's BT cotton for farmer suicide. And isn't it very extreme to quote about the success of BT cotton for justifying the release of BT mustard, sir? That is also one thing.
BT mustard.
GM mustard.
Okay. Okay. Some others, you want to add something? Vishal, you want to add something?
Sir, I feel that since around more than 80% of the farmers are small and marginal, so initially government should subsidize the seeds, and later when the profits gained by the farmers, later they can reduce the subsidies.
Okay. Okay. So, so you have told like one is like the first point. You all discussed good points. Okay. When you said that the price of the seed should be reduced, it can be subsidized so that the farmers may get a good benefit. Okay. The another important point which you can say the keyword, sir, the cost benefit ratio of the GM crops are usually high. Means it is not that you are increasing the cost doesn't mean that there is some issue, but for that you have to get, if you get double the benefit, then no issue. 100 rupees
Yes.
seed is there, you make it 1000 rupees, no problem.
Yes.
But if your profit is 10,000, it becomes 2 lakhs, then it is also okay, no problem. So the
Yes.
cost benefit ratio will play a key role.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So cost benefit ratio is the key. Second. Okay. And third, you can say, sir, the presently the corporates are the ones like the MNCs are having all these GM seeds, the whole sectors. That's
Yes,
why
sir.
they are selling at a premium price. We need to invest in good amount of R&D so that the public sectors also develop good amount of varieties. Okay, if the problem is GM crops, it's not the technology is costly, but the thing is they will keep lot of royalty. If I am producing some seed for 100 rupees, I will sell at 1,000. But if it is some government, then we will take 50 rupees profit, 150 we will sell to farmers. So that point also you can say the public sector needs to take, research institutes need to take this task. Okay. You want to add something?
No.
Okay. Means another question which they asked, our senior also, they asked about like see MNCs. So in one way we are supporting the MNCs and providing all these issues. Why the public sector, the next question, why public sector is not able to compete and release many varieties like the Monsanto or Syngenta or these varieties? What is your take on it?
Sir, I think lack of investment in the research and development of agriculture sector is a reason that less number of public sector companies are involved. And
Okay.
where huge subsidies are given, we are trying to provide a lot of schemes and everything is there to improve farmers' income and all, but there is less investment with respect to research and development. And also, sir, there is a dearth of agricultural scientists in our country
Okay.
who are working
Okay.
towards that. Sir, these are the two reasons that I have, sir.
Okay, can you tell me what is the percentage of R&D, agricultural R&D to the total agricultural budget
No, sir, I'm sorry, sir.
percentage? Some others, you can tell that point, that's why. Gone through
No,
economic survey.
no, sir, I will
Okay,
I'll
okay.
have to look at it, sir. I will see, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Others, anyone has idea?
Sir, rough figures, it is like somewhere less than 1%. I think. I'm not completely sure.
Yeah, correct. It is around 0.7%. Means the total budget in agriculture. Okay, you take all these PM Kisan, all these schemes and all. In the total, just 0.7 we are using into R&D. ICR is getting around 7,000 crore rupees only compared to the total which we are investing on agriculture.
Okay, sir.
So if you are reducing the R&D, then
Yeah.
it will definitely have an impact. And economic survey data suggests this. Okay, and also there are economic survey data suggests that if you are investing this, you can use it anywhere, like even in your general discussion in any other topic. If you are investing in R&D, you are bound to get higher returns compared to subsidy. They will ask question, no, we can give subsidy, whether we should give subsidy. So you should say, sir, the economic survey and other reports suggest that if you give subsidy, it will have just one-to-one benefit. Okay, you give one-to-one benefit. But if you invest in R&D, if you invest in some infrastructure, then it will have 5 to 10 times the advantage. You invest 1 rupee in R&D, it will give you 10 rupees. Okay, and another thing about MNCs is that not that you should give up that public sector is doing nothing, sir. Always try to defend the government. They may try to belittle that public sectors. Simply to ask, see what you feel. You should never give up the public sector anywhere. You should say, no, sir, definitely public sector are working. For example, uh, PAU and IARI and many other institutes uh, have developed varieties, GM varieties, and which are there. Cotton varieties are there from PAU. Okay,
Yes, sir.
some names are there, you can check. So like that, you should counter. Though they may not be able to compete with them because of some marketing and other things, but still they are competent enough. Like that, you should always say government is very good. Means government sectors is doing good.
Yes, sir.
Sir, and also when it comes to agricultural research, our Indian youth is not so much attracted towards pursuing career in agriculture and R&D, and when we compare to other STEM subjects. So there should be some progress on that too.
Yes. Of course, you can add that point. If they ask like why their students are not interested and other things.
So that was the question that was put to me yesterday at a mock, that we need a lot of agricultural graduates in research and development in agriculture. So why are you not interested in becoming an agricultural scientist? And we have a lot of administrators, and everybody can be a lot of administrators. Why are you saying that agriculture has still a lot of issues, but you don't want to work in it? So what could be answer to that, sir? Because I said, I replied to that answer saying, sir, definitely we need more agricultural scientists, sir. But while for effective implementation of the various schemes and other things at the ground level, administrators are required, sir. And I would want to work in that sector definitely. That's it, sir. So how to address this question?
Okay, you have done bachelor's or master's in agriculture?
I have done only graduation, sir.
Graduation. Okay, fine. Okay, some others you can tell me some answers. Vishal, what will you say for this? Like you are in masters in economics, okay, in agriculture economics. So this is a definite question. They asked me also. Everyone they will ask this question. If you are from, at least you have done bachelor's means masters means definite question. Okay, that
Yes,
you have done masters in agri economics. So you are saying R&D, there are many issues. Then why do you come into this administrative sector? Why you want to be an IAS compared to an research scientist, Vishal?
I would answer that definitely it would be I'll be very privileged to be agriculture science, but I would be able to contribute to agriculture and even to other fields administration. I can answer this.
But okay. What about?
I have to think about this. I'm just processing
No.
the answer
This
now.
definitely you have to think. This definitely you have to think. This
Yes,
question is
sir.
definite question. Okay. What about Mithun? What you will say?
Yes.
Sir, can I be honest here, sir? Means whatever that I have
Yeah, you
prepared for
try.
you, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, you try. You tell me. We'll see.
Yes, sir. Sir, hello.
Yes. Tell me.
So definitely after completing my PU education, I was looking. I have not yet made any decision either to go into engineering, medical. So after deciding with my relatives, my seniors and all, I chose the horticulture subject because it would be able me to prepare for UPSC simultaneously, as well the subjects that are in the horticulture that will help to understand the problems of the farmers, and we can bring about the various initiatives. So change can be, I can be more connected with the farmers from the horticulture subject, which would be helping me in the preparation of civil services as well. So I took my horticulture as my graduation.
Okay, you are saying that you took horticulture and this subject only for the sake of preparing for UPSC, not for the sake of studying the subject.
I don't.
Sir, sir, it is like I just wanted to have a degree along with my graduation, which would help me in the preparation to assist my preparation as well, which would be overlapping.
So
and,
how it will assist? How it will assist, because horticulture is some other sector which is not relevant to administration in any way. If you had said me that you have done some PubAd or something, then I can tell you that somewhere it is related to administration. How come it is related to horticulture?
Sir, in India, being more than 60 to 60% of our farmers are from agriculture. So even if an administration, we will be at the ground level, we will be in the vicinity of the farmers and agricultural farmers. So we can better, having the knowledge of horticulture along with the administration, we can better suit the on the implementation of the policies and better understand the pulse of the farmers. So this would be the thing.
Okay, fine. See, what I will tell you is what I feel. Okay, then you can take many opinions also. It is better to avoid like telling some things which may like fire questions at you. Okay, what you have to do is like in these questions you have to play safe. Okay, like Rahul Dravid, don't play 6 or 4. Just keep it. Make sure that the examiner should not ask you any counter question. That is better, is what I feel. Okay. So first they will ask you, if they ask you some R&D, if they ask you why you came to agriculture, don't tell, I don't want you to tell like for preparing for UPSC, don't tell those things. Okay. Because then they will ask why horticulture, what, it will not be a good take is what I know. You can say that you are interested, that's why you took, your parents and others are all, we have a farm, sir, so I got interest, I am doing or something like that. Okay, why you came to like UPSC and not research? So what I will tell you is, first, never belittle anyone. First tell, sir, research is definitely a very good field, okay, to work in, and it can also be play a very good part in nation building. Okay, there may be many other things. Okay, so that point you have to say that research is a very good field, and even in that we can do the processes which we are doing. We can help in the development of some good varieties that can serve the farmers' interest. But sir, I feel that my understanding and my things can also be whatever I have prepared till now, like in the agriculture, that can be used in the administrative sector also. Okay, because that you can say, okay, whatever I have learned can be implemented in the administrative sector, and as like more 60% of the population is dependent on agriculture, I definitely feel that it is not going to go waste, sir, but it is going to complement me in my day-to-day work. Okay, something like that. This is the way you should say that. One is research, you should say, and other things you should say. Definitely, that is very good. But like I am interested in this, and whatever the skills I have learned, I will try to adapt it here. Why? Because I'm telling you, this question is very. You should play it very carefully. Because one of my senior also they asked, and they asked counter question for him. You will say that, sir, in IAS you will get nation building. Then as a scientist also you can do nation building. What you will say for that? Okay, so tell it very comprehensively so that there should not be any counter question about this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no counter question. Only they should be like just listen and go to next question. That is your plan for this question.
Okay.
Sir, it can
You
be.
have some
It
concern?
can also be like in administration there will be more leverage and room for policy making, which in turn promotes more risk. Can give more opportunity to promote more research and development.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. And even in the back of the mind, you need not tell the example, but you should know. Like for example, Ashok Dalwai sir is there, na? He is also graduate in agriculture.
Yes, sir.
So something like that.
I was,
So he was made
going to
NRI.
ask about, yeah,
Mhm.
yes. I was going to ask that only. So can you give an example of Ashok Dalwai, sir? How we brought the topic of FPOs, doubling farmers' income. So that role we can play. Shall we give example?
What I will suggest you, it is better not to give example. They may think like we are thinking very high. We are thinking about very high profile person. Na?
Okay.
At the start, you need not tell, you just say and close. If they counteract and ask, do you know anyone who is from agriculture sector and is doing very good? That question may be there. Okay. You are telling that you can do good in agriculture. Tell me some civil servant you know. Then you can answer that question. Sir, yes, I know, sir. This Ashok Talwai sir is there. And many other civil servants who are doing the best in agriculture field. Like that you can say. Okay. And for this, please prepare very same like this answer. First, you talk about research. Next, you talk about your interest of how you will learn and adapt. They asked this question, something like this only. I told them, then they didn't ask any counter questions for that question. That like that, you need to make a way for that. Okay.
Sir, and for graduations, they will be asking like why you didn't go for MSc or PhD. You just shifted to UPSC and you have been wasting a lot of time. If they ask this sort of a question, how to handle it?
So I have been told by many that they don't ask about the gap year.
Yeah, usually they don't ask. In mocks, they will ask. See, there is some difference between mocks and the real UPSC.
Yes.
In real UPSC, they don't ask such trivial questions. But in the mocks, they may ask you, and you may feel like frightened by those things. Usually, they don't ask, sir.
Sir, it's mainly because this is our choice and our preference in life. So,
Yeah.
yes, okay.
And everyone knows that because they are asking question means his son or daughter is also preparing from 2-3 years.
Whose daughter?
Those who are sitting in the panel.
Yes.
And those civil servants also will be. So they know the issue. Simply they may not ask. But if they ask, sir, you can say that, sir, that's why you know what happens if you are preparing for more than 3-4 years, then they try to tell that I am working for some organization, something, we am helping them, something like that. The students usually say. Okay. But if it is 2-3 years, no problem. They may not go much into it. And if they may not ask those things like why you didn't do masters and all. But those who have done higher education, for them, they may ask.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And they asked one question for me, like regarding GM crops. Na, what are the research institutes they are working and how is the R&D in GM crops? Can anyone answer? What are the international organizations which are working on GM crops?
International.
Yeah, national and international organization.
IARI is working, and also others, sir. We can say the state agricultural universities, as you said, PAU or TNAU. Can we say or not, sir?
Yeah, you can say national. You can say those things. There are some international organizations also.
Philippines.
IRRI is also
International
working.
Rice
Yes.
Research.
Yeah, correct. They are also be working on that. In Delhi also some organizations are there. You can just Google them. You can just note down some 2-3 organizations. Okay. some other the questions like related to this only they will ask like in cotton we said some positives also. There are some negatives like the some minor pests have become major pests. Okay, and also the issues with respect to farmer suicide. So what is your take on it? This question also they may ask. So this we have discussed, but you can try. You can tell me something points.
Sir, the question is, what is your take on the issues of BT cotton being introduced on a wide scale?
Yeah, and there are some, you are telling some positive things, but there are some negative. There are the people like NGO and other organizations say that there are farmer suicide because of this GM crops in Maharashtra and other regions. So what is your take on it?
What is Sir, we can start with saying, sir, yes, there are certain concerns regarding the introduction of BT cotton, like this. Uh, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. See,
Are we going?
So we can say that the farmer suicides maybe because of the this debt trapping or maybe high price of the BT cotton seeds. Government can subsidize in certain pockets of where these suicides are happening and take such steps like lowering the price, subsidizing, and that can be done.
okay, that is good. Yes.
Sir, the farmer suicides are because of the loss of cotton yields and the debts due to non repayment of the debts that they have taken. Cotton yields are being reduced because of the whitefly attack, which has become a major pest now from minor pest. So, is that a reason why farmer suicides are happening because of BT cotton?
For that, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you have completed your graduation from agriculture or any other allied science, ma'am?
Are you asking me, Sushri?
Yes, ma'am.
No, I've done graduation in agriculture.
Okay.
I think until Sir joins, shall we discuss about the farmer suicide?
With respect to BT cotton only, there are usually farmer suicides happen for not being able to repay their debts.
Yeah.
So according to the NCRB report 2021, the farmer suicides are actually increased from 600 something to 700 something. I don't remember the exact figures from 2020 to 2021. So the and if specifically asked with respect to BT cotton, then it's not being able to repay the debts due to the yield losses because of the white increasing, because that happened, major attacks happened in Tamil Nadu and Punjab, the white fly attack. Right?
Yeah, you can say.
Yes, so we're talking about that. Ki how I have only those reasons. Any more reasons that we have of farmer suicide, sir?
Sir,
Okay, yeah.
can I add, sir?
Can I?
Yes, please go ahead.
So that's the issue which is specifically raised by critics like Vandana Shiva, specifically in states like Maharashtra, that the farmer suicides are more because of BT cotton, because of yield
Okay.
loss, and also because of the money which farmers are supposed to spend on the seeds. So the same thing has been acknowledged by ICAR also, that there is some link between the farmer suicides and the BT cotton. So for that, I think any adoption of technology should be accompanied by some kind of safety net from government, at least for a few years. And there should be attempt from the government to fill the information asymmetry. The farmers should be well informed with the pros and cons of the technological changes, and any uncertainty, the risk should be borne by the government, sir. That could be my stand.
Okay, fine. That will also be a good stand. The other things which you need to focus, like you see, if they ask such questions, if you are going in the back, like you are you're not going in the front, but you are taking a back step. Okay, when we answer like this, what you can better answer is, sir, there is issue of fake GM seeds being sold in those areas. Okay, fake GM seeds are sold in those areas. So first thing is there are fake GM seeds. That is one issue, and it is not only about the GM seeds. There are some. These are also important reasons. Pests are all becoming, but they are also developing new varieties to counteract them. The other issue which we need to work is on the marketing front, sir. Not only that these seeds are costly, other things, but marketing was also affected because of the international prices. And now we have many competitors from all over. China, other countries are also competing in this cotton market. That's why the prices are going down. So these are also factors, and also the climate change and other factors. So all these factors combined are leading to this. Not that just this is doing that, sir. So we need to work on this front like that. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, not that saying that yes, the GM seeds are the costly. That's why. That is one reason. We have multiple reasons. Fake GM seeds are sold. Please do regulate that. Marketing side, international factors, cost, all these things are affected. So that's why. This will be better answer. What do you think?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. More holistic. So the solutions should be focusing on these. New varieties can be developed to control the attacks of whitefly or any other minor pest. Again, government should be very strictly working towards preventing fake GM seeds with the help of all the stakeholders involved in the ground level, including the farmers, to make them more aware about the sale of fake GM seeds. And also, sir, with respect to marketing, also matlab, all these solutions could be on these similar lines, sir.
Mhm. Yeah, of course. That's what, like, any question they ask, try to give a very comprehensive approach so that there will not be counter question if you say such answers.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So any other questions related to GM we can discuss? Any other questions is there in your mind?
No.
There is another one concept that is like same thing which we discussed, like the terminator technology. Okay, that is used in GM crops. So what is terminator technology? And similar answer only you can give. Okay, I think you know what is terminator technology. Anyone can answer?
So it's the same that seeds can be used only once.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you can say the similar answer like we discussed earlier, and how we can go about and how public sector and these all these can work towards that goal.
Yes, sir.
And another thing which I told you, you should always remember if they ask much question, you should say that GM crops is like an bullet which you are using as a last resort. This you should remember. ऐसा नहीं है कि some students will tell first, sir, GM crops we will do. No. First, we will do all these things. When other things fail, then we go to GM crops. Second important thing, presently now we are having genome editing, which is a modified version of GM crops. Okay. Genome editing, not modified. We can't say like it is like what do you say? It is a different concept. Okay, genome editing. Okay, so if they ask more questions, sir, the regulatory concerns have been reduced, and we have given regulatory acceptance to genome editing. Okay, recently the government has given. So those things we can promote. That is much better. Genome editing tools.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Recently, government gave the permission to import genome edited crop produce.
Genome
edited. Okay, which crop? Which I am not aware of that.
So genome edited, I mean, we cannot import. Generally, they have given permission. So.
That is for development of technology, SDN2.
Yeah, yes.
For research. That is also one reason I will tell you. One of the reason when we spoke to some people. Now presently, who is having a very good post? Who is Sridhar, one IAS officer is there. Okay, who is in the secretary now. So he is also from the agriculture background. So if we have agriculture people in that, then they better understand the technology. Okay, this technology is like that, and they try to pass the technology or to say to and make the other bureaucrats understand what the technology is. Okay, there is some difference between the scientist and bureaucrats. So the what scientist is, bureaucrat will not understand. So that's why. Okay. Okay. So hope this session was useful to you. You are all you are able to understand well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All the
Thank
best.
you.
So we'll see. Okay. We'll see some other time. Okay. If you have any doubt or help, you can just contact. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
next
you.
time you can prepare some questions also for some topics so we can prepare well. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, all the best. Bye.